Our next guest is in a race against time. Terry Pirovolakis' son is one of just 61 people on the planet with an ultra-rare disease. A treatment is available, but it costs $3 million. Terry joins me now on the line. Hi, Terry.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Listen, Terry, let's hear about your son. Your son, Michael. Can you tell us about him?
Yeah, so Michael's a 21-month-old little boy. He looks like any other normal child. Unfortunately, he has a rare disease that will take away the ability for him to walk, use his hands, and eventually his brain function.
21 months old. When did you realize that something wasn't right with your son?
Around 6 months of age, we noticed that he wasn't lifting his hands. So we went to the pediatrician. From there, we started working on physiotherapy and occupational therapy. They sent us to sick kids in Toronto, and we started just doing a bunch of tests. We thought he had microcephaly. They thought he had Zika. They thought he had a whole bunch of different diseases. And then eventually, because we couldn't figure out exactly what he had, we did genetic testing, and that's what diagnosed Michael with this terrible disease.
So how long was that process? From the time you noticed something at 6 months, how long did it take to get a proper diagnosis?
I think it was about 6 months later. I think we would have been a bit quicker. I think the problem is in Canada, it's a bit expensive still for genetic testing because the province makes it a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But it could have been a lot quicker. But the team did an amazing job at finding what Michael has quickly.
So this disease your son has, what is it called and what does it do?
Yeah, so the disease is called spastic paraplegia 50. Short form is SPG 50. And what it is Michael's missing a single gene in his brain or in his body. And what happens is over time, this protein that's not being developed in his brain will cause Michael to be paralyzed, similar to cerebral palsy, but progressive, and will have Parkinson's effects to his brain. So basically, over time, roughly around 10 years of age, he'll be paralyzed from the waist down, 15 to 20 from the shoulders down, and he'll also have his brain will be degraded as well.
Now, Terry, there's a treatment that's available that you're trying to fund right now?
Yeah, so there's been a lot of research and a lot of development in gene therapy. So over the past, I would say 2 years, there's been about 6 diseases that have been treated or cured by gene therapy. So what we did was I flew around the world and met all the world experts in gene therapy, and we hired the best person that we could find, or actually the best person out there, whose name is Dr. Stephen Correa out of Texas. Mm-hmm. And we started funding with our life savings and a bit of our mortgage, the initial research into gene therapy. So they've actually started the work.
Yeah.
And we're hoping the next 18 to 24 months there'll be something available for Michael and the other children.
How much have you spent so far?
So far we've spent about $300,000 Canadian. We've also researched and started funding some drug screening out of Boston Children's, which is another about $90,000 that's going to be sent off next week. So that's about $400,000 so far.
And what's the hope here, Terry? If you go through this treatment and you raise the sufficient funds, what kind of life will that lead for your child?
Unfortunately, if we had it today, Michael would most likely lead a normal life. But we're 20 months away from that. Reality is Michael probably will never develop fully like a normal child. Yeah. But our goal is to stop the paralysis, right, and let his brain function. I mean, kids, they're able to adapt, right? And if we get this protein in his brain, it's basically like having a car running on 84 octane when it needs 95 or 94, right? Being starved. So if we can get this protein into his brain and stop the paralysis and potentially even reverse some of the effects, that's what our goal is. Because a life of him being completely paralyzed with limited brain function is not a life that I want for my child or any other child. That's why we're trying to cure not just Michael, but as many kids as we can.
We're speaking with Terry Pirovolakis. He's the father of a 21-month-old Michael, who has got an ultra-rare disease called SPG 50. Terry, when you look at this and the kind of resources that are available to you through government funding, have you had any discussions with politicians? Do you have any discussions with medical people here in Canada with covering some of these costs?
Yeah, we've tried. We've tried reaching out to the health ministers in Ontario at the federal level as well. We've tried to reach out to Doug Ford and Trudeau. We've had no luck. There is no funding for children or these diseases, unfortunately. When you think about how many diseases there are, there's 7,000 rare diseases or 700 million people affected by rare disease.
Yeah.
So what we're going through is going to be the very beginning. There's going to be people like us, and we actually have 15 people that we're helping right now with different diseases. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, especially now that genetic testing is becoming cheaper.
There are 61 people in the world with this specific affliction, SPG 50. Have you through going to experts and seeing these medical doctors around North America, have you also had the opportunity to meet other families, other parents that are going through this exact same ordeal?
Absolutely. There's actually a Facebook page with 22 other children that have this disease. And what's crazy is when we started this journey 5 months ago, there was only 57. 3 of them actually found us through People magazine and various other articles.
Oh, wow.
What's going to happen is more and more children that have been diagnosed with either microcephaly or cerebral palsy were most likely misdiagnosed. And actually have this disease, right? So if a child has a progressive cerebral palsy, it could be one of these diseases, as an example.
Oh, wow. Terry, how's your son doing now?
He's doing well. I mean, in the end, he is delayed. He isn't living up to what a 21-month-old is. Mm-hmm. He's probably about an 18-month-old child. But he's loving life. He doesn't really know anything's wrong. He just knows that he can't walk.
Yeah.
And we're working really hard to make him walk or help him walk. But yeah, we're trying to give him the best life possible. We're doing as much therapy as we can. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. In Canada, the therapy is not funded really for children like Michael. So on top of the $3 million, we're actually spending $5,000 a month on therapies just to help Michael along, because those aren't covered in Canada as well. And this is typical for autistic children with DMD, cystic fibrosis, the same concept.
How do people who are listening to us right now help you and your wife in your goal here of raising those $3 million?
They can go to curespg50.org. Donate what you can. If you can't donate, that's fine as well. Share our story. Mm-hmm. I think the more people that hear our story, understand what we're trying to do, see that there's really something that can be done, will help us. So again, go to curespg50.org. Find us on Instagram, on Facebook. Share our story, and thank you for the support. We can't thank the people that of Toronto and this country enough. People have really helped us, and every day it gives us hope that we can cure this beautiful boy and these other children.
Yeah, and Terry, just the fact that this story getting out there has led to other children getting the proper diagnosis. Really proves that you're doing something worthwhile here for you, your son, and for other kids in the same situation. Thanks so much for your time, Terry.
Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Terry. That's Terry Pirovolakis joining us from Toronto.